Hey everyone, this is Accounting Nightmare. So there's a new Devil May Cry 5 trailer. So originally I recorded my reactions watching it for the first time. I wasn't going to do an analysis video, but there were problems with that recording, so I'm going to do an analysis video instead. So hopefully this will be shorter than my other analyses, but we have a few other things to look at, so... We'll start with the trailer though. So this is called the main trailer. If you haven't seen this yourself, you should go watch it first, because I'm going to be pausing it all the time to comment on things. It's on the Devil May Cry YouTube channel. So it's the main trailer. So this one actually features all three characters. I expected it to be just a V trailer, but it's actually like a kind of like an all-in-one trailer. So I guess it's a good trailer for if someone wants to watch only one trailer for DMC5, this would be the one. So let's start watching.
It has begun. I will show you your worst nightmares. I will give you despair and death.
Alright, so that's... I'm assuming this is our main antagonist. Seems pretty powerful. So... we actually know the name of this character, but I don't know where that came from, if it's from a leak or not, so I won't say the name here, but yeah, we know the name. And also people found out something else about this character, but I won't say that either, because I don't know if we're meant to have figured that out yet either. All I'll say is my initial impressions were that maybe this is Mundus, or someone related to Mundus. Also, it looks like it's covered in something that looks like bark. It reminds me of the demon tree, so I wonder if this represents the energy that this creature's getting from the demon tree, maybe? That's my theory, anyway. But yeah, they certainly make it seem powerful with how it even kicks Dante's butt in Devil Trigger form. So it's good that it seems like it's going to be a really dangerous villain.
I will show you your worst nightmares. I will give you despair and death.
It's always good to have a really strong villain so we can actually see the heroes trying to come together to actually defeat it. It's like the ones in 4 weren't super strong, whereas it seems the stakes are way higher here, so that's really interesting. It'd be fun seeing the characters try to work together to try and overcome this challenge. So we start off with a Nero segment. Every trailer has to have a Nero segment, apparently. So this, I wasn't sure what this was at first. It looked like an air counter or something. An air dodge, but I think it's actually a Buster animation. I think he's using the Buster arm. It's a bit tough to tell. I haven't seen much of the Buster arm. I think that's it though. It could also be Overture because it's got electricity, but I think that's the Buster arm. I think that's a mid-air Buster on that particular enemy. Very cool though.
Time to kick some ass.
For some reason, this shot
Time to kick some ass.
it gave me a lot of Uncanny Valley vibes, but a lot of other people were saying they thought the animation was incredible here, so that might just be me. I'm probably not used to games looking this close to real. Showing off a lot of busters and stuff.
Don't crap yourself. He likes to kill demon things.
He likes to kill demon things.
That's why I built him that well-functioning arm. To kick demon ass.
They show off a lot of different devil breakers here. They show that's part of Tomboy, and that's, I think, Rawhide.
To kick demon ass.
Then we have a new boss. The big chicken thing. It looks really silly. Also, I saw someone point out it looks like it's animation skeleton. It's probably based off of a monster from Monster Hunter, like the Rathian and Rathalos, and I can't unsee that now. It might happen because, I mean, they reuse assets and animation skeletons a lot, so why not save some time? But it's an interesting looking thing. Little chickie. I can't tell what that is on its back, but yeah, it's another boss. We've seen a lot of bosses from this game now. And it looks like we're going to have another Buster, where you get to rev Red Queen. I love that one from Echidna's Buster from 4. I'm glad we have another one of those. There's the Anello Angelo style enemy. Another wrestling move.
I think we should split into 2 groups.
Very cool.
And cover more ground. Good idea.
So this is a pretty good look at what Nero can do. But the only thing that's missing is I wish they'd show more of Red Queen. They didn't really show off the other sword revving stuff. Apart from that, this is a good standalone trailer. But now it's on to the V stuff finally.
I think we should split into 2 groups. And cover more ground. Good idea.
Okay, Shakespeare, just remember this. You and I like to exist, so get rid of those demons quick, because killing them ain't my stick. Go.
So, I knew he had a bird. I didn't know the bird talked.
Remember this. You and I like to exist, so get rid of those demons quick, because killing them ain't my stick.
So apparently this bird is named Griffin. And it's a bird and it shoots red lightning. So is it the same Griffin from 1, or is it like a reborn version of Griffin, or like is it related to Griffin? I don't know. It doesn't sound anything like Griffin. It's a bit of a smart ass, but I like the DMC1 reference. This is little demon familiar, they call it.
You and I like
And he also has the panther, which is a shadow, which is awesome. I remember I was saying I wish shadows would come back because I love them. They were my favourite enemy from 1. And well, they're coming back as a controllable thing, so that's even cooler. So I'm pretty happy about that.
demons quick, because killing them ain't my stick. Go.
Yeah, so he fights with a demon summons, and then he has to close in every now and then to do his own attack. There's our familiar red lightning from Griffin. Yeah. Also the shadow does the big spike move. Very cool.
What evil lurks?
So here he summons a bunch of canes. Looks reminiscent of summoned swords, but they're actually canes, as you can see.
What evil lurks? I must destroy.
So I really love this after image thing going on here. It's so anime in a good way.
I must destroy.
And then of course the click! Just change your hair colour. I love that. So it looks like this is him summoning in the Nightmare. You can see his hair changes colour here. I think this is actually his devil trigger. Yeah, 'cause this is him summoning in the Nightmare. This other familiar. It shoots lasers. So lots of Devil May Cry 1 stuff. I'm really happy with the fan service here. So this could be a different Nightmare, because Nightmare, there's a few different Nightmares in the lore. This could be like Nightmare, a different version of it. And he can ride it around, so that's cool. Because Nightmare's just a construct.
V,
Machine.
why don't you tell me everything about this job?
A powerful demon is about to resurrect, and we need your help, Dante.
Yeah, and it's kind of looking like a Platinum game now, with all the spectacle, like in a good way.
Demon is about
Fisticuffs with a giant demon. It's great.
We need your help, Dante.
And then on to the Dante segment. Yeah. So this is, they're showing off the other Dante weapons that they didn't show in the last trailer. So after they released the last trailer, they also showed off some more weapons after that at a panel. I forget where it was, but they revealed another 3 weapons for him. One's the Faust hat, which we saw here. Faust hat, yep, Faust from DMC4. And it's a ranged weapon. He uses red orbs to power up moves, I think, and then if he lands the moves, he gets more red orbs back, but if you miss them, you lose red orbs. It's strange. Also, there's a move that can give enemies a hat, but I don't think they show that in this trailer. Yeah!
What? Does that mean you're going to?
I have a duty to see this through.
Yeah, the Faust hat is pretty amazing. Also, V is not looking healthy here. His face is cracking. I'm wondering if he's going to get worse as the game goes by. If he's going to, like, if his power takes its toll on his body. And there's a nobody from DMC1. Those things, didn't need to see those come back, but if they can make it more fun to fight, that would be pretty cool. I wonder if they still make those horrible, creepy noises. We'll have to see. I don't know what that enemy is, it's pretty gross, but this move is another Faust hat move. He summons in a big meteor. Pretty cool.
And you need to see this through. Dante's War.
Come on, little puppy. I'll take you out for a walk.
Alright, so this is actually Cerberus, this weapon he's using here. Cerberus is back. And, well, we've got a nice hint here that he might be fighting Cerberus again.
Little puppy, I'll take you out for a walk.
Don't know if it's going to be the same Cerberus or if it's going to be a different one. This one has 3 different elements, this Cerberus weapon. It's got the Ice Nunchucks version, but then it's also got the Fire Bow Staff that he's using here. It's also got an electric version, which I forget what that is. It might be Tonfas or something. But yeah, this is actually my most anticipated weapon to try for Dante now. Since it's got the 3 different modes, it just sounds like a ton of fun to play around with. Especially this fire mode looks amazing.
I'll take you out for a walk.
And then
Lady, and she paid for it, so consider it a rental.
there's another weapon. He gets Lady's Cleaner Anne again. He borrows that once more. This is a new Cleaner Anne.
Paid for it, so consider it a rental.
Made by Nico. Once again, Nico is a genius. So I believe he used the rocket in the air there. It might be a gunslinger move. You can see him using the Cerberus nunchucks as well.
She paid for it, so consider it a rental.
God, I can't wait to use these weapons. And also he can fly again. That's cool. What was that at the end there? That might have been a glimpse at the lightning version of Cerberus. Yeah, so they're really trying to pack like even more moves into each weapon, with like weapons that are kind of more weapons than one. They've got the Balrog gauntlets, which have the 2 modes, which I think you press back and attack to swap, which is it swaps between the kicking and the punching modes. And now we've got Cerberus, which has 3 modes, which is kind of insane. I don't know how you're going to swap this one. Maybe it'll be back and attack as well. We'll have to find out. Or maybe they'll be tied to like Swordmaster moves or something. But yeah, we'll see. So, because we've seen screenshots of the equip subscreen when you're selecting what weapons you actually want to use as Dante. There's only like 4 slots for melee and 4 slots for range. This might be how they're trying to cram it all to be into one equipment loadout, so you can actually equip it all at once if you want. Because now they've shown off 4 or 5 melee weapons and 4 ranged weapons. It depends on if Rebellion and Sparta have different moves. I'm still not convinced that they have different movesets. I'm not sure if they're just different models or different stats. I'm not sure. But you've got Rebellion and Sparta. Yeah, and then you've got the motorcycle Cavalier. You've got the Balrog gauntlets, and now you've got Cerberus. That's 4 or 5 slots depending on if Sparta and Rebellion are different. And you've got 4 range weapons now. He's got Ebony and Ivory, he's got the shotgun, he's got the Faust hat, and he's got Cleaner Anne. That's a huge amount of weapons. I kind of wish they hadn't shown them all off. Maybe they've got more surprises when the game comes out in terms of Dante's moveset. Maybe he gets more styles or something. I hope they do have some surprises for Dante, though. And now we've got this. They're actually showing off the co-op mode. Yes, the co-op is actually in the game. They did accidentally reveal it early when they made the store pages. Yeah, I love that shadow move. Stabbing them in the air looks really cool. Yeah, so we've got V and Nero in the same areas. Got all 3 characters here. This is really cool. Nero throws the enemy towards Dante, and Dante hits it with a real impact. Beautiful. Laser beams are fantastic. Getting a hint at how high the stakes are getting. With Dante actually sounds afraid. He's also, I think he's devil triggered because his voice is all distorted here. Also, hearing him refer to Nero as dead weight breaks my heart. Poor Nero. I guess he really can't keep up with our devil trigger. We'll have to see if he gets that in this game. Yeah, remember in 4 where Dante was just kind of hanging back, letting Nero do whatever? Even when Nero got captured and absorbed into the Savior, he didn't seem too worried. He just rescued him and it was all good. But this time Dante actually seems scared. So that's... I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all works out. And we're assuming this is his Majin devil trigger form, his super devil trigger. Looks pretty cool. So I wonder how this is going to work. Is this going to be a game mechanic or just a cutscene kind of thing? Because that's a game mechanic in 2, I was not a fan. It rewarded you for nearly dying. But they could easily work it into something more interesting. Like maybe you can use it when you hit triple S rank, or maybe you can activate it for super moves when you're in Devil Trigger. Just consume more Devil Trigger. There's a lot of different ways they could work this in a more Devil May Cry way. So I'll have to see how this whole thing turns out. Looks cool anyway, though. Also like how they've got this logo, but now they've also got Dante and V hanging out. And then now they're revealing the Bloody Palace, which looks cool. I was really surprised that this isn't going to be in the game at launch. Yeah, my reaction to this was, wait, what? But it's going to be a free update, so that's nice. We're not going to have to pay for the DLC for it. I was just surprised it wouldn't be in at launch. I think that might be a side effect of the game's release date. I meant to look up what the name of this era was. I forgot to before I started recording this, but there's a certain era of time that ends in Japan at the end of March. And so they keep, the development team keeps saying that they want this to be the best action game of that era. But I forget what the era is called. But that kind of locked them into not being able to delay this game past March without kind of giving up that tagline. I was kind of worried about the game, actually, if they'll be able to finish it in time. So this might be a side effect of that they have to put the Bloody Palace off until April. April isn't that much longer in terms of development, though, so I'm not sure. Maybe... I'm wondering if you're going to be able to use co-op in the Bloody Palace, because that would be pretty cool. But yeah, this might just be a side effect of them just needing more time to work on it. Yeah, and then of course they announced that there's the first demo is on Xbox One, and yeah, they did a typo here. So sorry, Xbox One owners, you don't get to play the demo until 2019 December. That is funny. But yeah, I don't have an Xbox One. I don't have access to one either. I think I know someone who has one, but I don't want to ask him for it because I think his kids play it every night, so I don't want to take away from him. So I don't have access to an Xbox One, so I won't be playing the demo yet. But they did refer to it as the first demo, so they're going to have another one. So they say the first demo is exclusively on Xbox One. So the demo that's out now, it's one of the Nero demos that it only has Overture and Gerbera in terms of Devil Breakers. So my guess is that we're going to get a second demo that has more Devil Breakers in it. That's my guess. So I'll go into that a little bit more. First we'll go have a look at... Actually, I want to go look at a little bit more of V stuff. Yeah, so I was kind of worried about V's character. He's very serious, isn't he?
V, why don't you tell me everything about this job?
So I'm hoping that they don't get too serious with him, because Devil May Cry has always been really tongue-in-cheek, and it's done the balance between seriousness and just goofy fun and cheese really well, I think.
Why don't you tell me everything about this job?
But see, I think that's what Griffin is for.
The demon is about to resurrect, and we need your help, Dante.
So it seems like he might be hanging out with Nero a bit, and that'll be fun seeing them two interact. Yeah, and then you've got this dude, Griffin, who refers to him as Shakespeare. So I think he's going to be a very chatty character, just kind of making fun of V. I can imagine like V sitting there reading dark passages from his book about ominous things, and Griffin's just making fun of him. So I think that'll be a really fun dynamic.
There. Just remember this. You and I like to exist, so get rid of those demons quick, because killing them ain't my stick. Go.
Yeah, so with all these DMC1 enemies, familiars, sorry, I wonder if he's going to get a Phantom. I hope he gets a Phantom as well. That would kind of complete the set, I think. That would be awesome. I mean, there's also Nello Angelo, but we've seen there are Nello Angelo enemies in the game, so Nello Angelo's already in this game, sort of. But lots of speculation about who the heck V is. We still don't really know his nature. Is he human? Is he demon? Is he part demon, part human?
I must destroy.
The silver hair is definitely a tip-off towards him being related to Dante. There's so many different ways they could take this. I like how mysterious they've made him. There's people speculating he's something to do with Virgil. Maybe he's Virgil resurrected. Maybe he's Virgil's soul attached to him, and so he's got some Virgil powers like teleporting, and he's got summoned canes instead of summoned swords, which is pretty funny. But and the silver hair, there seems to be him drawing on more power, so he can summon Nightmare. You know, or maybe he's something more to do with Mundus. He controls demons from DMC1. Or maybe it's nothing to do with any of that. Maybe he's Dante and Lady's secret love child. Who knows? Yeah, having V as his name seems like a really strong pointer towards him having something to do with Virgil, but that could be a red herring, so... I just like how little we know about him. Also, we get to hear his theme song for the first time here, which is pretty cool. I like how it's such a different style from Nero and Dante's. Yeah, he's got a lot of teleporting abilities. Really interesting. So let's go listen to his theme song a bit more. Actually, first let's cover Dante's, because Dante's theme song, they've actually changed the vocalist, which is I'm really glad Capcom did something about that. That was really cool. So it's still the same song, still the same lyrics as far as I know, but they've got a new vocalist. I did start to really like the instrumentals of the song. Not sure if I like the lyrics yet, but they might grow on me a bit more. Yeah, so these are the re-recorded vocals with a new vocalist. So I don't think they've released a full version of this. I want to listen to that before I can figure out how much I like this song now. So I think the verses were my least favourite thing in the old one. Just the way those were sung. We're just kind of just screaming.
Does that mean you're going too?
But it's got potential, a lot of potential, I think. I'm really glad Capcom did go through the effort of addressing these concerns with the previous vocalist, which I won't go into that. You can Google that if you want to know all those details. But yeah, so this game's looking amazing. Okay. So V's song, they've released the full thing. It's by Jeff Rona, featuring Rachel Fannin. And it's called Crimson Cloud, which that could have something to do with Mundus. So I think the lyrics mentioned something about 3 glowing orbs or eyes or something. Anyway, it's hard to make out the lyrics, because the lyrics are all very chaotic. Turn it down a little bit. We'll listen to this in the background as we look at other things. Yeah, I don't think they've released the new version of Subhuman yet, so we can't hear that in full. I really want to hear it though. Yeah, I like this song. I don't like it as much as Devil Trigger, but I do like it. It's very chaotic. But the lyrics are always just kind of crazy and like echoing and overlapping themselves. It's very cacophonous, I guess I would call it. Yeah, but I like the style that they went with. Definitely gives him a different style than Dante and Nero. Yeah, so the demo. They said it's the first demo is exclusive on Xbox One. But yeah, as I said, I think they're going to release a second demo that has more Devil Breakers. They have said there's a demo coming to other platforms later. But I think it would be nice to have a Dante demo, but I don't think we're going to get that Just realistically, I think they're going to do, because at trade shows, there's a second Nero demo that is the same level, same boss fight, but it's got more devil breakers in it. It's got the Buster arm, and it's got the punchline, which is the rocket arm, so you can ride that around. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to release a second demo that has both of those in it as well. Or maybe they'll surprise us, and maybe they'll include some other things, and maybe even give us a Dante demo. That would be nice, but realistically, I think that's what's going to happen. I think that would be around February, because that's when... Because Capcom tends to release demos like a month or so, or 3 weeks or so before the game comes out. So that's when I'm expecting it. But they could surprise me and release it early. And I was wondering if Xbox was going to get an exclusive demo, or an early demo, because that's what happened with... I think Resident Evil 7 had an early demo on PS4. So they've had a lot of marketing deals with Microsoft, so I wondered if that's what was going to happen. Oh yeah, if you want that demo on Xbox, download it before January, I think January 9th. Apparently you can't download it after that. So if you've got an Xbox One, go download this demo right now. And have fun playing it. It seems pretty awesome. Turn this down a little bit more. On my end. I think, hopefully it's okay on your end. I'll turn it down a little bit just in case. In case it's too loud. Yeah, so the demo is... Apparently, it's not going to come to PC. So, a multi-platform console demo will be available at a later date. Does that mean it's only Xbox and PS4 and no PC? And then, Yuri Araujo, sorry, I cannot pronounce that name, sorry. It says that is correct, and that's someone who handles a lot of Capcom community stuff. See, there's that name. Yeah, so it doesn't look like they're going to release it on PC, which is a real shame, because PC's the platform that needs a demo the most, I think, because you need to figure out if it works for your hardware, because there's a lot more questions involved when you've got a PC. There's a lot more of like, how's my graphics card set up? Is my processor fast enough? If you've got a good processor but a old graphics card, how's it going to run? Especially if you're near the minimum specs. You're not sure how well it's going to run when it's minimum specs, or if you're between minimum and recommended, you don't know if you need an upgrade. Yeah, there's just a lot of questions when it comes to PC games. That's you can get some answers from a demo. It's also a shame because I wanted to see how well my PC could run it while recording it, because recording something while playing it that's an extra level of difficulty for the PC. So I wanted to see that. That's a shame I won't be able to. I will be able to play the demo on the PS4 when it comes out, though. Yeah, it's just a shame that they won't be releasing that on PC. I think it might be because of data mining, because it's much easier to dig into the files and find out things when it's on PC. Which I can understand that. I don't want people to leak tons of stuff from a demo before the game comes out. I don't want any more spoilers for the game. But yeah. I think the best way to do it would be to release the PC demo on the day the game comes out, so you could still use it to test your hardware if you're thinking about buying it. But then, you know, because by the time the game's out, you know, people won't care about data mining a demo, they'll have the whole thing. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen though, sadly. Ah well. I'm also surprised that, well, we're not surprised, but I just want to point out something about the fact that they're using Nero for the demo. Nero's kind of divisive, actually. I didn't realise he was so divisive, but lately I've seen a lot of people coming out and saying that they hate the Exceed system, and they hate Nero's playstyle because of it. But it seems like it might be a tough thing for people to jump into if they're trying out the demo. Also, the Devil Breaker system could be pretty divisive. I've already seen a lot of people saying that they hate the idea of not being able to swap on the fly between Devil Breakers. So I think Nero might be the most divisive playable character in DMC5. So yeah, some people might not like the demo. It's funny, the player base couldn't decide if... Us as a player base, we couldn't decide if Nero was too shallow in DMC4 or if it was too hard because of the Exceed system. So I have seen people who they just can't click with the Exceed system, and that happens sometimes with game mechanics. Anyway, we'll just see how it all shakes out, because I was watching some people play the demo who hadn't been following the press cycle for this game, and like they spent the whole demo trying to figure out how to swap Devil Breakers without destroying them. So that system is kind of strange. So Dante might have been a better choice, but I think the game's starting off with you playing as Nero. And so having a demo with Dante in it would be tougher, because you'd have to make sure you keep spoilers under wraps. Because that press demo where you play as when you play as Dante, that has some spoilers in it. Thanks IGN for that spoiler cutscene that you were supposed to remove. So if you're going to do a demo for Dante, you have to be really damn careful to not give away big secrets of the game. So yeah, I can see why Nero is the demo character, and I'm looking forward to playing him because I love Nero. But it's just something I wanted to mention. Oh, anyway, so let's look at... There's another little clip of V here that was on the Twitter, the Japanese Devil May Cry Twitter. Some V gameplay. Let's pause this so we can hear. Just nice to see a little bit more gameplay. So you can see he can run around in combat. People were wondering if he can only walk, but it looks like he can run if he wants to. You can see it right at the start here. So I think the way it works is I think you are actually controlling these two with button pushes, button inputs to give them attack commands and stuff. I don't think they're just AIs and you're just sitting around doing nothing. I think you're actually controlling them. This is Devil May Cry, you know. We have some faith. Now, so I think Griffin is saying, now land the final blow, V. I think V has to finish off the enemies himself. I think they weaken the enemies and then they change colours. They go like this, they get this purple aura. And then V goes in and finishes them off with the cane. I think that's what's happening. Also, is it just me, or does Griffin really remind me of Iago from Aladdin, the parrot? You can see this in the trailer as well, because there's that point where he's fighting Goliath, I think it's called. Goliath or Colossus. And that boss changes colours. You can see it starts off with red, and then it goes all purple.
A powerful demon
So I think that's showing it's ready to be finished off.
is about to resurrect, and we need your help, Dante.
I'm not sure. Maybe there's some. There's probably some character reason why he needs to finish them off with the cane. Maybe he's like absorbing their souls or something to power his abilities. Maybe. It's very interesting. Anyway. Okay, so what else should we look at? Oh yes, let's move on to the... Actually, first we'll look at this. On the Devil May Cry 5 site, they've got a page for V now. They say some stuff about him, but not too much. He lacks the power to fight himself. He relies on 3 demon familiars to take the offensive in battle. Got short clips from the trailer. Yeah, they're called Shadow and Griffin. V's combat potential is practically non-existent. So that's interesting. Yeah, once these two lay on enough pain, it's up to V to put his enemies to rest with his trusty cane. That's interesting. It forces you to actually get into combat, into the thick of things with V himself, instead of just trying to keep yourself safe while fighting with your demon buddies. You do need to be careful when you want to close in to finish something off. The Shadow shapeshifts into blades and needles and all manner of nasty weapons. Through Shadow, V can also move at faster speeds than normal, so that's interesting. I wonder exactly what that means. Is that how he teleports around, or is that going to be something else? And Griffin. Lapping his beak with an inappropriate jab. It brings the thunder with long-range attacks. It can give V a lift. So we saw that in the trailer, he was giving the characters a lift. That was around the co-op section, I think they showed that. So have a look. Oh no, I thought he was giving them a lift. Okay, it looks like he did just give V and Nero a lift, while Dante's just flying on his own because he's too cool for that. That's pretty cool. Then Nightmare, yeah, V can unleash his full power to call upon this gargantuan demon. Nightmare may crash onto the battlefield like a meteorite or burst through parts of the environment. Yep, it's a big, powerful demon. And then you've got the music video and stuff for his theme. There you go, not too much new info here, but a little bit here. And finally, let's move on to the co-op stuff. And okay, so this is a concern. But before I move on to the co-op stuff, let's first bring up the repeated content concerns that I've always had about this game after the previous games, because they've all had some kind of repeated content in them. And this one we have some definite confirmation of that, where V is fighting a boss that Nero fights. He's fighting the Colossus, which is a Nero boss. It seems like we're going to have some boss refights with different characters. And he also fights Cavalier Angelo, which is a Dante boss from what we're seeing.
What evil lurks?
Yeah, right here.
I must destroy.
So we've got some definite confirmation that there's going to be some reused stuff between the three different playable characters. And we've got even more in how the co-op system works. So the co-op system is going to be about characters crossing paths, and it's going to be co-op when it makes sense, as to when characters are hanging out in the same area. So let's go through here. V stuff. They're just reiterating what the names of his demons are. Thunderbird Griffin, Swift Panther Shadow, if I can talk, and the Towering Nightmare. The best part is each demon is controlled independently, which lends itself to sick and over-the-top combos. So yeah, you do actually control them. I'm wondering how that works exactly. I'm wondering how that's going to work on the controller. I can't wait to try him out though. He sounds so fun. So let's get his theme going again. Yeah, so it's primarily a single-player experience. Tells an epic story with 3 distinct perspectives and playstyles. The main protagonists will run into each other and collaborate from time to time. So to make that a reality, they've implemented a system where, while connected to the internet, players will make guest cameo appearances in each other's games in real time, or through ghost data gameplay recordings. Depending on the mission, you'll see another player in the background, but in other cases you'll actually be slicing and dicing demons side by side with another player. Our focus is providing a single-player experience like no other, so this cameo system also ensures the experience is always smooth as possible with no downtime. And then you can rate other people who showed up in your game. You can give them a stylish ranking, and they get rewards if you do that. Some missions will be strictly single-player, as characters split up to explore different areas. So if the story doesn't have any characters crossing paths, the gameplay experience will reflect that. And if you play online, you'll play offline, you'll be seeing ghost data gameplay recordings of the development team, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so that means that there's going to be some repeated levels between characters, or repeated sections of levels at least. Because otherwise, how would you get this co-op working? So say Nero and V are going to be working together here, as you can see in this picture. So they must both go through this same segment of level for this co-op to make any sense. So I am definitely worried about that. I hope there's not too much repeated content. But, because if there's not too much, then this co-op won't even work, because you only have like a few segments where this kicks in, so I'm not quite sure what to think of it, honestly. Basically, I'm worried about how much repeated content there's going to be. But I'm also excited at the whole co-op thing that they've got going on. It sounds pretty cool. I don't know if you'll get to pick a co-op partner, or if it'll just be totally random matchmaking, seamless kind of thing. So I don't know if you can like set up co-op sessions with people, especially as there are levels that aren't co-op. Yeah, we'll just have to see how this shakes out, but it could be pretty cool. I kind of like the idea of just having the other characters show up, played by other people. That does sound like a really cool idea. Yeah, so we'll just have to see how that turns out. So yeah, I think that's all I had to say. The game's still looking pretty fantastic. have to see what I think when the full thing comes out as to how much repeated content there is. They have shown a lot of bosses though, so it does seem like we're going to have a good boss variety. They've shown quite a number of bosses so far, and I'm assuming there's a ton of bosses they haven't shown to hold them back for when we get the game or when more trailers come out. So I don't know if they're going to release any more trailers. I assume so. We've still got like 3 months until the game comes out. So I assume they want to hype it up a bit more as we get closer to release. So I assume we're going to have another main trailer and such, where they'll probably show even more bosses. I just hope they don't show too much. I hope they don't show off all their surprises before the game comes out. No, I think that's all we had to look at here. And yeah, I don't know if I'll do another full analysis. I'm not diving really deep anymore into finding about specific details. I know that there's more details on Twitter, but I haven't really been looking at those. I don't want to know like full move sets of weapons or anything like that. So I kind of just want to look at the trailers and whatever the official Twitter tweets, and that's kind of it. That's all I want. So I really feel like I've seen enough of this game, I feel like. I just wanted to know what V's stuff looked like, and now I know. And it looks really cool. I don't know which character I want to play as more. I want to play as Nero, because I love Nero. I want to play as Dante, because his weapons look amazing. And I want to play as V, because, oh my god, look at this. He looks really different for a DMC character, and I'm really excited about that.
V, why don't you tell me everything about this job?
Yeah, alright. Well, I'm going to finish up now, so thanks all for watching. I hope you have the demo, have fun with it, and I will see you all later. See ya.